December 15th. We're on pages 32 and 33. And oh boy, it's time for the cloze test. That means we have a story and we also have some multiple choice questions, A, B, C, or D. Pretty cool story today. It's called The Multi-Sensory Performance of Vienna's Vegetable Orchestra. So we got some guys and they're playing fruits and vegetables for you, and you listen to the music, and we got some fun questions for you about that.
没错，我们今天讲的主题很好玩，它叫做维也纳蔬菜管弦乐团的多重感官响宴。它就提到说，这个英文的 title 是 The Multi-Sensory Performance。我们先讲一下 sensory 这个字，这个字是来自于 sense。比方说 we have 5 senses， 那个 S-E-N-S-E 那个 sense， 然后去掉 E 之后变成 O-R-Y sensory。multi 的意思就是很多的，像我们有提到这个 multiple choice。好，就是多选题，好，或者是那个选择题 ，right？ 所以他就提到说 ，the multiple sensory performance of Vienna's vegetable orchestra。orchestra 的话就是管弦乐团，他们的特色就是他们的乐器呢都是用蔬菜做的。
You guys know this word orchestra from karaoke, right? Okay is actually, so the word karaoke is from Japanese, and it means empty orchestra, and in Chinese. Karaoke is karaoke, orchestra. That's where that's from. You already kind of know this word. So it's multisensory because they're going to use vegetables to play music, and I feel like this would smell very nice.
Yeah, 我觉得也是，然后闻起来味道应该也会蛮特别的哦。然后我们在这个副标题里面看到 Everything is music， 万物皆能创造音乐，所以他们到底要怎么样能够用这些蔬菜去创造出他们想要的音符呢？我们赶快来看看今天内容吧。
The multi-sensory performance of Vienna's vegetable orchestra. Kids are often taught never to play with their food, but the members of Vienna's vegetable orchestra clearly didn't listen to their parents. Over the past 2 decades, they have performed more than 340 shows around the world by using musical instruments made from vegetables. Unlike traditional instruments, which can last for hundreds of years, vegetable instruments spoil quickly. Therefore, the orchestra needs to create new ones for every performance. Each member makes 8 to 25 instruments for every show, spending hours turning carrots into flutes or pumpkins into drums. So far, they have invented more than 150 instruments by doing things like attaching peppers to cucumbers or simply rubbing 2 leeks together. The group has performed at famous places like London's Royal Albert Hall. The Vegetable Orchestra has also been listed in the Guinness World Records and has inspired others to form similar orchestras. After each show, fans gather around the musicians and are eager to take photos with them. As part of their traditions, the group hands out their instruments to anyone interested in making music with vegetables. They also serve soup made from unused vegetables, allowing the audience not only to hear, see, and feel the music, but to taste it as well.
Kids are often taught never to play with their food, but the members of Vienna's Vegetable Orchestra clearly didn't listen to their parents. Of course, this is a joke. Underline play with. When we say play with, we know that this is not a game. You can't win or lose. Play with, just 他当玩具. Your carrot is like a Barbie doll, blah, blah, blah.
没错，所以在这里的话，我们第一句话我看到的时候我就笑了，因为真的很可爱。他说 ，Kids are often taught never to play with their food。好，这小朋友都说，不要跟食物玩，赶快把它吃掉，对不对？哈，很多时候从小到大，我们都常常听到这样，我只是稍微跟他玩一下又怎么样了，对不对 ？Play with your toy。Play with your phones. 好，不要忘记是，如果你是拿来玩的话呢，其实事实上要加上 with 这个词。But the members of Vienna's Vegetable Orchestra 但是呢，我们今天这个维也纳蔬菜管弦乐团的成员呢，当初他们在小的时候怎么样？Clearly didn't listen to their parents， 一定没有听他们爸妈的话，就一直疯狂的玩。
Did you play with your food?
Definitely.
Yeah, my little sister loved to play with her food. We would get in trouble. All right. Over the past 2 decades, they blank more than 340 shows around the world by using musical instruments made from vegetables. We got A, B, C, D. Let's look at letter B first. Will perform. This one is incorrect because more than 340 shows around the world. We know in the past 2 decades, 没有办法未来 cross out letter B. Let's look at letter C. Are performing 现在进行配过去式怎么可能 cross it out? Look at base form verb 原形的动词 perform. No, 这个是过去式. So we have the past 2 decades, so cross that out. So that leaves us with the letter D. And 从过去连到现在, that's the present perfect tense. Anthony, I think our answer is letter
D，
Yes
没有错，我们就是答案就是选第4个，对不对？因为我们用到的是 over the past 2 decades， 从过去的这个20年前到一路到现在，所以它这个时间点是从过去一路延续到现在的。那我们必须要使用现在完成式，才能够整个把它涵盖起来。所以他就这句话就讲到说了 ，over the past 2 decades。They have performed， 答案我们选猪，好，就是 D 这个选项 ，more than 340 shows around the world， 好，它就是在全世界各地呢超过了340场的表演，然后怎么样 ？By using musical instruments made from vegetables， 他们做的是用蔬菜做成的这种乐器 musical instrument 来表演的哦。
Okay, let's practice this word, musical instruments. It's pretty challenging to say. So musical, 你就是用 music 后面加 al, and then we have instruments. And this mints 那个 i 发刷, so it's a short I here. Be careful there. Musical instruments.
老师刚刚这个schwa 就是指元音、央音的意思，就是这个声音。
Okay, with that, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we got paragraph 2. Okay, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. It's the close test. We're on pages 32 and 33. Pick up your pencils and write things down. Unlike traditional instruments or musical instruments, which can last for hundreds of years, vegetable instruments blank. And why don't we translate this one first?
好，我们来先看一下前面的部分。他说 ，unlike traditional instruments， 好，不像是这种传统的乐器，然后逗号 ，which can last for hundreds of years， 它呢可以持续使用数百年之久。Vegetable instruments blank， 好，所以到快就到蔬菜乐器呢怎么样？
All right, so this is going to test your verbs. We also need to know this word last. This last is not 最后一个。不是上一个. This is you can use it for hundreds of years. You probably know there are very famous old violins from hundreds of years ago, and some very special musicians can still perform with them. So knowing this, let's look at number 2. I started with letter D. That was my first one, burn. Like, it's 烧焦了. No, I hope your musical instruments are not burning for hundreds of years. Cross that out. I went to melt. Ice cream melts. 融化. That's wrong. So let's look at letter C, rust, and that's 生锈. I hope your musical instrument doesn't rust. So our answer here is letter B. Vegetables can spoil, and then you can't use them because they're soft.
没错。所以在这里的话，我们提到食物嘛，对不对？跟食物有什么关系？哪一个字最有这关系呢？就是 B 选项的 spoil 就是腐败、腐坏的意思，对不对？所以老师刚刚提到的是那个第4个选项 burn suddenly， 好像突然轰就起火，拉一拉就起火。
Wow, that's good music.
Wow, yeah, I'm on fire 。所以在这里的话呢，答案选的 B， 就是因为食物 vegetable instruments 食物做出来的这种乐器呢，很快就会腐败，所以我们会用到腐败这个字。答案我们选 B, spoil quickly.
Okay, our next one. Therefore, the orchestra needs to create new ones for every performance. And so every time they want to play some music, they need a new instrument because also remember, they're usually blowing in them or they're rubbing them. It's easy to break and make them soft and then they're no good. But it's not melt. It's not the right word. Translate.
好 ，OK， 我们来看这句话。老师呢提到说了，Therefore, the orchestra needs to create new ones。这个 new ones 就是 new musical instruments for every performance。所以说今天食物会腐败嘛，每次有了新的表演之后，他就得要重新去创造他们这些蔬菜的乐器。所以 therefore 就是因为的意思，然后 create new ones， 这个 one 指的是乐器 for every performance。Performance 就是表演。
That's right. And don't forget, every 是每一个, so performance is singular. Each member makes 8 to 25 instruments for every show, spending hours turning carrots into flutes or pumpkins into drums. And we have a few interesting things here. First of all, underline each. 这个就是 everyday 意思, but it's a little bit more 加强. It's a little bit more stress for one by one. And then we have 8 to 25, and this is unusual, but it's good English. We have two numbers, so 第一个数字 you write it out, and the second number you write numbers.
没错，所以这里的话呢，我们看到这个 8 to 25，这个第一个的话是写的是那个 8， 把它拼出来，然后 25它就直接写25这样子哈，所以他就说了，每一个成员各自呢都要大概做差不多8到25个不同的乐器 for every show， 好，每一次的表演都是这样 ，spending hours turning carrots， 好 ，carrots 就是胡萝卜，好，花好几个小时把胡萝卜 turning carrots 变成 into flutes， 好，变成这个长笛，好 ，or pumpkins 把南瓜 into drums 变成鼓。
Yeah, I can see the drum. That's pretty easy,
Yeah.
right? So far, they have blank more than 150 instruments by doing things like attaching peppers to cucumbers or simply rubbing two leeks together. Okay, so pepper here is more like green pepper, not like la jiao. And cucumber is usually pretty easy. That's the big green one. You might not know leeks, and leeks are kind of big green onions, and you can, I guess you can rub them together and make sound, I guess. So what did they do? What are they doing here? They're taking peppers and cucumbers, and we know they're making instruments. Pepper plus cucumber, this has to be something new. So we need to find a word that talks about doing something new. Number 3, letter A, invented, 发明. Easy answer, but let's look at letter C. Bought? No, 我们没有讲到买东东. Damage means you broke it. You did 340 shows, but you only broke 150. 这个比较没有意思. So probably the only correct answer is A, invented.
没错，既然是要讲到新的东西的话，那个 A 选项 invented 这个字的 invent 就是指创造发明的意思，所以放在这里面刚刚好，整句话呢就变成 So far they have invented more than 150 instruments， 他们发明了超过150种不同的乐器 by doing things like 好，就是做一些什么事情呢 ？Attaching peppers to cucumbers， pepper 老师刚刚讲过，这是我们吃的那种甜椒哦。因为平常讲到这个 pepper， 如果是不加 s 的话，大家会想到辣这个胡椒没有错。但是我们如果今天提到 pepper 加 s 的话，就是那种黄椒啦、红椒啦、青椒那种甜椒。然后 to cucumbers， 好，把它这个甜椒呢跟这个 cucumbers 南瓜放在一起，然后做成这种乐器 ，or simply rubbing two leeks together。这个 leeks 的话呢，可能平常你们有机会看到妈妈做菜的时候会用到，就是那种有点像是韭菜的那种葱啊，韭葱，她把这两个这样轰轰轰轰弄在一起发出的声音，也可以当做是乐器的一种。
So we listened to some of their music on Spotify, and listen, it's very creative. But I feel it's not as catchy as Apata, right? It's like that you can sing Apata. You don't sing these songs. And I think that the Vienna Vegetable Orchestra needs to play some pop songs. If you play some Michael Jackson, people will pay attention more, I think.
Yeah. 所以如果有机会，你可以去听一下他们的音乐。我觉得他音乐是蛮有原创性，而且蛮有创意的。可是老师他想说，如果说今天能够 配上一些流行音乐的话，
A little bit, yeah.
这样的话可以更容易引起大家的共鸣，大家就比较知道说，哎，这个东西要弄起来还蛮有趣味的。好，所以在这里的话就告诉你说，他用150种乐器就是被创造出来，而且他们用的方式都是用各式各样不同的蔬菜啦去组合，去创造出这样的乐器。
All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we got paragraph 3. Hey friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 32 and 33. It's the cloze test, so have your pencils nearby. The group has performed at famous places like London's Royal Albert Hall. So this is a famous concert performance hall.
没错，我们在这一段里面第一句话看到说 the group has performed at famous places like London's Royal Albert Hall。他呢这个乐团曾经有机会在伦敦的皇家阿尔伯特音乐厅这种著名的场所去演出过哦。
The Vegetable Orchestra has also been listed in the Guinness World Records and has inspired others to form blank orchestras. Okay, so we're going to form some kind of orchestras, and let's look at our words here. So I started with available, so it's like you can do it. Samisa, cross it out. Average, just like hen putongda. That doesn't make any sense. Cross it out. So then we have D separate, which is interesting, but not correct. If it's a separate orchestra, that means nigga yunben the Vienna Orchestra. They break up and people make their own bands. But they didn't do that. They're inspiring others outside to form their own orchestra. So it has to be like the Vienna Vegetable Orchestra. Which word means like? C, similar.
没错，所以在这里的话，老师在 C 跟第4个选项 D 之间呢，好像想一下说，哦，他们这个团员并没有拆伙去创造出另外一个团，所以事实上是找其他的人，希望其他的人也像他们一样去制作出一个好，去组成一个类似的像他们一样的。所以这个地方答案我们选 C similar 就是相似的，跟什么东西类似的这种感觉。所以整句话呢，意思就是说 The Vegetable Orchestra 好，就是我们的这个蔬菜管弦乐团呢 has also been listed 好，它也名列在 The Guinness World Records 好，就是金氏世界纪录之内。And has inspired others 也去激励他人 to form similar orchestras 也激励他人去像我们一样去组织成这种类似的这种乐团，让大家有一个耳目一新的感觉。
I learned that if you want your record in the Guinness World Records, you have to pay them.
Oh.
Because, and at first I was like, meh? Like, that doesn't sound right. But they have to have a judge, and the judge has to fly there and go there and see it. They need a hotel room. And then, like, you have to kind of, like, fill out the form. And all of that does cost money and time.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, it's fair, but it is pretty expensive. So when you hear about a Guinness World Record or a new one, don't forget, somebody was paying a lot of money for that to happen.
没错，所以你要名列在这个金氏世界纪录里面的话，你是要花钱的，你要请这些专家们来，然后呢，实际的花时间，对不对？所以你要付很多钱。如果有人看到说，哦，这个金氏世界纪录上有谁，那这个人一定花了很多钱。
对 but 我没有说 it's not special. I'm just saying that don't forget you have to pay, right?
Yeah, 没错。
All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we got
Paragraph 4.
Okay, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. It's the cloze test. We're on our final paragraph. This is my favorite part. I think this is a fun idea, okay? So after each show, fans gather around the musicians and are eager to take photos with them. Of course, they're excited to get their selfie with the band, and it's cool that the band stays and meets people and talks with them.
没错，所以在这一段里面，他就先告诉你说，在每一场结束，这个表演结束之后呢 ，fans gather around the musicians， 好，这些粉丝都会聚集到音乐家的这个身边 ，and are eager to take photos with them。这个 are eager to 就是很急于、迫不及待 ，and they can't wait to take a photo with them。
All right. As part of their traditions, I really like this. As part of their traditions, the group blank their instruments to anyone interested in making music with vegetables. Okay. So A, is hand in. That means like to give it to the teacher. No, they're not giving anything to the teacher. C, hold on means I'm not giving it to you. Like, oh, do you like this? Too bad. B, hold back means I'm not doing beifinger by. So the only correct answer is B, hand out. So if you like this and you want to try doing it, I'll give it to you. And that's pretty cool.
没错，所以在这边的话，我们只有一个选项可以选，就是 B 选项，就是 hands out。hands out 就是 gives out 的意思，就是去分发。他把他这些乐器表演完了之后，对不对？哈as part of their traditions， 这也是他们这个传统的一部分。The group hands out their instruments to anyone interested in making music with vegetables. 对于这种你怎么样能够把这些蔬菜变成乐器有兴趣的人，你拿着我的这个 cucumbers with
the
peppers, right? 好，这个给你，你去好好研究一下。他会把这些有兴趣真的自己去玩去制作的，好就把这个乐器给他们，超酷的。
And they're not done here. They also serve soup made from unused vegetables, allowing the audience not only to hear, see, and feel the music, but to taste it as well. So when they go buy their new vegetables that they will use for their performances, they buy like 50 kilograms worth of vegetables, and they make a few instruments for each show, but there are some things left over. So what do? They chop it up and they make a soup, and then you take pictures with the band, they hand out their instruments, and then you have some soup as well. That's a pretty fun idea.
Yeah, 没有错。所以你可以想想看哦，它为什么在开头的时候你会听到 multi-sensory performance？ 因为 multi-sensory 哪里来的？你看它最后这句话还告诉你为什么。They also serve soup made from unused vegetables, allowing the audience not only to hear, see, and feel the music, but to taste it as well. 所以这里的话，五感它至少用到四感，对不对？哈，你有机会这个可以是，事实上你也有闻到了，对不对 ？Smell 也有
I think so, for sure.
没错。所以在这里面的话，它就是运用了你的五感，除了你可以听到音乐、看到，而且去感受这个摸的这个触感之外，还有机会可以去吃到它。所以在这里的话，真的是能够有多重的这种感官响应。
Okay, so before the show, we talked about the Vegetable Orchestra. We also talked about the Blue Man Group. Just Google YouTube Blue Man Group. Do you know any of other kind of like unusual bands like this?
我觉得小蓝人应该是我非常非常喜欢的一个，因为他们的表演非常非常好笑。有机会的话，一定上网去看一下。好，就在那个 YouTube， 好，可以去看一下 The Blue Man Group.
That's right, Blue Man Group. They're very famous. You know why they're called the Blue Man Group. And I also think their songs are pretty good too. So after this, make sure you watch a video clip of Vienna's Vegetable Orchestra and look at the Blue Man Group too. And maybe you'll be the next person to make like the Fruit Orchestra or something. I don't know. What else? Like the paper clip.
Yeah.
Like the office material. Office supplies.
Yeah.
All right. You tell us what your unique band will be. For Enjoy English School, I am Chris Gorski.
I'm Anthony.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.